Now we have two people from Albania, from Tirana. So we have Sara and we have Aldi, who are waving at the audience. We wave back. So would you like to join me on stage? And we're going to share this microphone with you both. So who would like to start? Aldi would like to start. So Aldi from Albania and then Sara. There we go.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here with us today. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much as well, Tanya. It's awesome for you to invite us, as well as the organization. I hope you all enjoyed your lunch, and especially the scotch. That was amazing. Honestly, I'm a little bit anxious, to be honest. I maybe should have taken a second scotch for myself. Right. So for maybe some of you already know, the city of Tirana has been entitled as the European Youth Capital for the year 2022. And in this framework, we will organize the very first ever Digital Nomad Festival. I hope that's as exciting as... Perfect. So this is our banner for the Digital Nomad Festival. Hopefully you all enjoy it. Perhaps I should mention that the woman in the picture is Lona from the audience. I would like to start off showing a quick video from our mayor, Jon Veliaj. Please, the next slide. Yes. Go, Sara.
So, okay. Our motivation about organizing this festival, well, for sure, what we want to have is digital nomads. So we want Tirana and Albania to become a digital nomad destination. Well, our main purpose of organizing this festival is to show to digital nomads what the beauty of Albania is and how friendly the country is. And of course, we are eager to host as many digital nomads as we can in the country. And of course, one of our main motivations of organizing this festival in Tirana is to promote as well the city of Tirana as a top destination for digital nomads. Okay, so here are a small impressions.
Can we enlarge that? Can we enlarge the pictures?
Some impressions from Tirana. Well, Tudua in Tirana means I love you. So that's what we wanted to show as well. And also, this is one of the municipality's main project. We are reconstructing one of the heritage that we have from the communist regime. Actually, it was a monument built for the dictator. But what we want to do now is to make this part of our heritage as an investment for our future, to make it a use as a building for people, for the people. The purpose of the building will be to host bars, to host studios. It's focused on arts and technology. So that's this is also a project to look forward to. When you come to Tirana, you will see how the shape of our heritage is taking form for the future of Albania as well. And of course, why would you choose Tirana? Except, well, for sure, the great food and the very beautiful destinations. We have also, for example, one of the initiatives that we have undertaken is, for example, to give the opportunity for people to plant trees in the country, so in the city. And for a year, we have planted 100,000 trees, volunteering from all the citizens or different organizations, for example. Fun fact about Albania, still a cultural heritage from the communism regime, is that we have 175,000 bunkers, and some of them, the biggest one, we have built museums, so you can see, you can visit them, and you can see the history of Albania throughout the communist regime, and also compare and contrast with what would you see in the country now. For example, the dynamic bars and streets in Tirana, for example, are very nice to see and to experience as well. and some related to the specific topic. Aldi will share
All right,
with you.
perhaps so far maybe Sara hasn't convinced you yet why you should visit Tirana. We are going to showcase a little bit some of the highlights that we think are some of the top reasons why you should visit us. For example, very generous visa rules. The city is vibrant, it's very colorful. We have lots of European culture. Good value for money, obviously. I think that's one of the most important reasons why you should visit. The process to open a business is very easy. You can find workforce everywhere. The median age of the population is about 33 years old, so that's awesome, I think. The convenient location is one of our top reasons. Obviously, Tirana is very close to any country in Europe. Great weather. We've spoken yesterday actually with some of you here, and we've asked you which reasons you think are the top reasons to visit the city, and you guys mentioned great weather and culinary diversity. We have all of that. And
Well, 300 days of sun from
Yes,
365 actually.
most of the year it's very sunny, and the weather is very warm. So we're actually looking for a 10th reason, and maybe that would be you. Next
We're
slide,
hoping
please.
about that.
So perhaps can we actually zoom in on the pictures without having us
Although
right here?
pictures don't do justice to the country, well,
Right,
but
if
here are some
perhaps-
sneak peeks of main attractions in Albania, actually.
Yeah, perhaps if my words weren't enough, I would like to see it for yourself. Perhaps the beauty of the country and places where you would certainly love to visit. Next slide.
And of course, what to expect.
So, what should your expectations be regarding the Digital Nomad Festival? We've given you a quick guideline on the overall agenda. We're going to have top keynote speakers on various topics like cryptocurrency, blockchains, ICT ecosystems, and more. We're going to keep that a secret so you guys don't lose interest. We're going to have workshops, panels, how to Albania, so that it just simplifies your process into achieving what you want to achieve in the country. Testimonials from actual digital nomads who live in the country, networking, obviously, and city tours and more.
And also another sneak peek of what actually surrounds Tirana. There are lakes, there are mountains, there are monumental experiences that you can, for example, being a country which has, being a city which has a history from the
That's a hard word.
That's a hard word.
Honestly.
Paleolithic area, but actually having a history as a capital of a country for 100 years, Tirana is actually a very beautiful destination. And as Jon actually said about Dubrovnik, that is a pearl of Adriatic, well, we actually have different pearls in the Adriatic, and also Albania is part of it.
Yes, some pearls shine better than others, you know.
Well, here we invite you to save the date. We are going to host the very first Tirana Digital Nomad Festival in September, 14th, 15th, and 16th September, with an open weekend full of activities and many more and much more, and city tours. Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
for
everyone.
having us.
Wonderful. Next up, we're definitely all going to Albania, aren't we? Yes, we're saying yes, all of us, immediately. Wonderful. Now we're going to be joined online, I believe, by Bansko. So Matthias from Bansko. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thank you very much for having
Wonderful.
me.
Can you also see us?
I can also see you. Yes. I mean, I'm
Wonderful.
about
Great
12
stuff.
hours drive away, but I can see you.
Yeah, great stuff. Okay, Bansko. Matthias, would you like to go ahead and tell us about Bansko? Thank you.
Yes. So actually, I would like to show you a small video of Bansko, but I can't start it. So maybe the tech team can enable my video screen as well. This would be amazing. Bansko is a small rural town in Bulgaria. We are in the mountains. And somehow over the last 5 years, we became one of the major nomad destinations in Europe. We have about 100 members here around the year, regardless of the season. Of course, in the winter, we are a ski resort. In the summer, we are just like a small rural village. And once a year, we organize a big event called Bansko Nomad Fest. It's 7 weeks away. We have confirmed over 70 speakers. and I expected we will be around 500 people. We have about 350 people that have already tickets, and here's a quick video from last year to give you an idea on what's happening during Bansko Nomad Fest. Well, let's continue this. Nice.
The hot springs, there will be like right?
I'll be talking about how I went to
Also for digital nomads, language learning is so, and again, these skills give so much of opportunity.
An elevator. A lot can happen in an elevator.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, Bansko is about 12 hours drive away from Dubrovnik. So if you make your way through the Balkans, explore a lot of these amazing places, and see me end of June here. And I promise you will have a really great time. As you have seen, it's a mix of professional events like keynotes from some of the leaders in the digital nomad space, combined with unconference sessions where everyone who is here can present their topics, pitch their passions, make connections. And then we have many, many fun activities here in the mountains. We go rafting, we go horseback riding, we go on the ATVs. Of course, we go hiking. So I promise you have a great time. And we have a few tickets left. So make sure to register for Bansko Nomad Fest, and hope to see you here in Bansko soon. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Matthias. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, now live, we're joined from Bulgaria. Please join me, Atanas Mihnev, who, as we know, is the co-founder of the Digital Nomad Association in Bulgaria and also a member of the Bulgarian Parliament. So here we go, Atanas, a couple of minutes.
Thank you. Just for 1 or 2 minutes to let you know, guys, a little bit about the DNA Bulgaria and how we come to have a digital nomad in the parliament. The DNA of Bulgaria was actually founded at the end of last year. So we were discussing that nobody really was promoting the great activities that our friends in Bansko and in other areas of Bulgaria are trying to do. So we wanted to found an NGO, but then around the same time we had the elections, and before the elections, a group of entrepreneurs and digital nomads gathered together, and we decided to make a party, and only in 2 months we won the elections. So now we have digital nomads in the parliament, and what this means is that we're going to start to working on the digital nomad visa, so it's easier for everyone to join us in Bulgaria. We are here to mostly learn, to be honest, from the experience of Croatia, which has been great in this area. So in addition to welcoming you to come to Bansko, please, it's a great place. I want to let you know that actually, unfortunately, the work in the parliament, you cannot do it from the distance. You have to be there. So my digital nomad lifestyle is over for now, but let's hope to make Bulgaria a more welcoming place for everyone. And as a government, as it was correctly pointed out, we can build the infrastructure so that more and more digital nomads visit Bulgaria, and also more and more Bulgarian digital nomads live around the world. So I'm here until the end of the conference, and I'm open for questions. I've already started talking with some people. I'm open to everyone, and I'm just glad to know you, everyone. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's great. That's so nice to see you, and fantastic to have digital nomads actually in the government. That's fabulous. Next, we're joined online by Lithuania. So, hello. Can you tell us your name, please, Lithuania?
Hi, my name is Lina. I'm calling you from Lithuania, Druskininkai, a resort town, and I can't wait to share about us. So, hi all, and once again, thanks for the organizers to inviting us to share our spot. So as I said, my name is Lina, and I represent TechSpa, a balanced spot for remote work community in the nature and wellness paradise of Lithuania. So we have a city surrounded by nature and spa spots where you can just come and have your balanced time of work. And to get you a bit more in the mood, I want to show you the video to see our spot, see how it looks like, and I hope you will join us here. So, as you've seen, it's our spot, and I know in the audience and in the conference there is Ruta, as she was here quite some time. So if you want to hear a first-hand experience, you can approach her, and she will, I'm sure she will share about it. And just shortly, I want to just go further. So shortly about Druskininkai, about the city. So it's an old city counting 225 years. And it's a well-known city for spa procedures and for therapies, for sports and everything. It's an amazing town. Just a short picture of all the activities you can find there. And I'm sure you can find out later on, so not to take a lot of your time. So it's a really worth a visit. And so where we are and where is Lithuania? So Lithuania is in the Baltics, in between the Poland and Latvia. Of course, we have not the most friendly neighbors at the time, but it's all good now. So don't worry about it. And how to reach the city of Druskininkai. So it's a 2 hours ride, approximately 120 kilometers from our airports. And you will just come into the city of a pure nature and calmness. So to find out all about it, I recommend you to go to techzity.com, and you will find all about our destinations. And if you have any questions, you can approach me afterwards. Our contacts are in the website. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we have Ruta in the room who knows all about Lithuania too. Thank you so much, Lithuania. We really enjoyed that. So thank you. We're going to clap.
Thank you. Bye. Have a great conference.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Great stuff. Now we have an in-person presentation by Anna from Mostar. So if you'd like to join us, Anna. Great stuff. Anna's just walking up the room for those online. And here she is, Anna from Mostar. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot. I have a little bit support from Catherine. She will give you some notes from me. So I will need some help from you after my presentation. You will see that I'm a terrible speaker in public. I'm totally afraid of this, but I think that I have a lot to say about Mostar and Herzegovina. I did send a presentation for this opportunity, but it's not the problem. I can do without presentation. It's okay. Yeah, it's video and presentation. Okay. No, yeah. Let's start with the video of Herzegovina just to make you familiar with our country. Thank you. I can go without presentation. It's okay. Don't worry. Okay, Mostar is just 2 hours away from Dubrovnik. Just to mention that because we are in Bosnia and Herzegovina, actually in Herzegovina, in small region of our country. The important thing about Bosnia and Herzegovina is that we are not the member of the European Union, unfortunately. But on the other hand, when you reach the limit of numbers for staying, of days for staying in some EU countries, you can come to visit our country and be there for 3 months because currently we are working on issuing visas for digital nomads. The best thing about Herzegovina are people, definitely. A warm welcome will be something that will win you over immediately, literally. Friendly and kind approach of all people you meet will make you feel at home. On the other hand, we have beautiful nature. You saw some of that in that video, but also we have all the other elements needed for living there. Safety, low living costs, adventure, outdoor activities, some great accommodation options and everything else. I'm representing a community of Mostar, of Code Hub Mostar, actually a co-working space. We opened that 4 years ago. Till now we had more than 700 members. So obviously we have community. More than 70 digital nomads have been part of our community. And we organize some events for them, including meetups, some trainings, some trips, and everything else, because we want to make them feel at home, make you feel at home. Do not be mistaken, we are working hard on adjusting our services to the needs of digital nomads, and currently we are implementing one huge project which will start with gathering all our key stakeholders in order to make some systematic plan for attracting digital nomads. On the other hand, we are aware that the key deficiency of our country is the lack of some central place to inform about, to be honest, about everything, but especially about digital nomads. That's why we will develop a web platform just for you to gather some key information about finding accommodation, issuing visa, finding the right place for work, and everything else. At the end, we will brand Herzegovina as a digital nomad destination because this full of life Croatia is actually was inspiration for that. And because of that, we will develop that brand and organize 1 month long program for 5 digital nomads. And also last year in October, we organized in Budva together with our colleagues from Nikšić, cross-border co-working conference, which gathered more than 150 people, digital nomads, key stakeholders, policymakers, and everybody else, where we discussed possibility for digital nomads in Montenegro and Bosnia and Herzegovina. This October, we will gather on Jahorina, so you are all invited. I made those papers for you. You will find 2 QR codes there. The first one is a QR code for free daily pass voucher for our co-working space. So you can download it to your mobile devices and come to visit us and become a member of our community. The other one is that one where we need your help. Like, obviously, we are starting doing some activities for digital nomads, and we would like to have your feedback on our activities. Thank you. So please, could you please scan it and answer that questionnaire? It will take you maybe 2 minutes most. Thank you a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anna from Mostar. That was really helpful, and we will definitely help you out with some feedback there. Now we're joined with a pre-recorded little filmette from Valencia in Spain. So there we go. Thank you.
Hello, I am pleased to greet you at the Workplace Culture Conference in Dubrovnik. Valencia is this year the World Design Capital and also the Smart Tourism European Capital. We have also been appointed the last 2 years as the healthiest destination in the world by money.co.uk. And we were also appointed last year as the best destination for expats by Internations. I want to show you our destination, Valencia in Spain, in 45 seconds. See you soon in Valencia.
And our next film is going to be from Javier, also in Spain, by Sun & Co.
Hello everyone, welcome to Spain. My name is Eva and today I'm here in the beautiful town of Javier on the Mediterranean coast of Spain. And I just wanted to share with you why I think Javier is a perfect digital nomad destination. Number 1 is the weather. Javier has more than 300 sunny days per year, which allows you to do many outdoor activities. Number 2 is the sea and the coast. Costa Blanca offers many hidden, beautiful corners where you can enjoy swimming, snorkeling, kayaking, and on some good days, even surfing. Number 3 is the landscape. Javier is surrounded by beautiful nature and hills and offers many hiking and cycling routes. Number 4 is the local lifestyle and culture. Javier has everything you need in a small town and it promotes a very slow way of life. So you can enjoy amazing food and some relaxing time with friends. And last but not least, Sun & Co, co-living, co-working community. Sun & Co has been a pioneer in co-living spaces in Europe and for already 7 years offers digital nomads a place where they can create meaningful connections and simply be a part of an amazing community. See you in Javier.
Thank you very much, Sunco. We will definitely be back in Javea. Next, we're going to be joined online by Accommodations, who are also in Spain. So, we're sticking with the Mediterranean theme and welcoming lots of people from Spain. Here you are. We recognize your face. Hello.
Hi.
Earlier,
do you see my
we saw
slides
you
as
earlier.
well?
Would you like to go ahead?
Yeah. Hi, this is Marcelo from Ubiwork, and we bring you the home office anywhere, although today we will focus on our locations in Spain. Some of the locations really close from the ones that were mentioned before, Valencia, Javea. We continue going south to Benidorm and Alicante and Murcia. So why Spain? Spain has an optic fiber everywhere in the coast, and this brings gigabyte fast internet to your home office location that we have. Spain also has a strong tourist industry. And now with remote work, it's easy for any European to work remotely for up to 3 months in Spain, even if you are not a digital nomad, you are just a corporate worker, and combine work with other activities to conform your experience in Spain and enjoy the views, the beach, the sun, and everything that Spain has to offer. Benidorm is a great example of a city by the sea, with all the amenities and service for young couples and families, and nearby a major airport in Alicante, where we have home offices as well. A bit more south in Murcia, we have 2 apartments in a golf resort where one can spend time doing golf in the morning and working remotely in the afternoon. And also fantastic villas in the Balearic Islands in Mallorca, ideal for teen retreats, where companies that are full remote, working from several countries across Europe, they can come together a few times a year and boost their creativity as a team. This can be done as well in Malaga, with unique locations in the mountains and by the sea. Or you can enjoy the sunsets by an ancient volcano in the Canary Islands. Finally, one can be productive at work while being able to travel more to paradise-like places. If you want to escape from the dark and cold next winter in Northern Europe, come to work remotely from Spain. We encourage people to travel more and longer. And I think someone mentioned before about a lot of tourism destination being clustered to several cities, what happens in Split or several other places in Croatia. So what we want to promote with that is going to other places that are not as crowded and they offer other incentives like lower cost of living, lower housing, and a thriving, growing community. So come to Spain. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We're definitely coming to Spain after all of that. Now we're going slightly further north and we're going to go to Estonia, and we have Palas with us in the room, and Palas Mubist is going to be speaking, so please join me. That would be great. I'm delighted to speak to a further northerly place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Where is the correct position? I'm Can I have my head in the frame? Oh, that would have been great. Hi there, and thanks again for having me and my paper notes. And thank you for organizing this great and practical conference for all things digital nomads. If yesterday I focused on our digital nomad visa, then today let's take a look of our other programs that we hope will extend Estonia beyond its borders. But first, I would like to try my luck with the video again. Let's see.
Look me in the eye and say there's nothing there you can't. I swear I heard right double dare. Must I fight every bone in my body every time you're near? I will not grab you and take you away. For how long can we say with a long ground? Everything that really sounds from both of our bodies. If it stays the same for too long, it will fade away. But I won't wait until that day comes. If I don't make my move, I lose you for forever. Ain't gonna wait until the day hand and say that you don't feel what I feel, 'cause I see from your eyes that you do. And that's not right, even if it feels so. It's someone else's pride and I can't let go. If it stays,
Work in
that's
Estonia
time for two.
and get your career skyrocketed. Okay, but let's move on. We have many initiatives, but as time is the essence, let's take a look at these three. Work in Estonia, Startup Estonia, and once again, the e-residency, because it's so important. Work in Estonia is a government-funded program to promote Estonia as the best place for living and working in tech. In a nutshell, the activities focus on attracting the talent to Estonia, helping the newcomers to feel welcomed, making their and their families' adaptation and settling in simpler. Also, supporting Estonian-based companies, getting started with foreign recruitment. And then we have Startup Estonia, which is aimed to supercharge the Estonian startup ecosystem in order to be the birthplace of many more startup success stories to come. For that, we are working on making Estonia one of the world's best places for startups, partnering with incubators, accelerators, private and public sector. Now, let's talk about e-residency, which is Estonia's function as a digital service. Our unique approach is to offer a variety of state services to people outside of Estonia with an e-residency program. The e-residency enables you to register a company online, digitally sign, exchange encrypted documents, conduct secure bank transfers, and make tax declarations electronically within minutes. Now, let me introduce you to Steve, and let's see if we can.
It's hard to lose connection in Estonia. Right now I'm connected to the internet because it's everywhere. Digital society, such Estonia. That's how I stay connected to my colleagues while doing my job. From the bog.
You say you're in the bog? Hey, I'm in a sauna.
And I feel myself connected to Mother Earth. 20 minutes from any place, and you're surrounded by nature. Just log in. You get it. Nothing's too far here, but that doesn't mean Estonia is small. It's well optimized. Do you think that's air you're breathing now? Yeah, you gotta try to breathe in Estonia. Breathe in Estonia. Try to connect to the real cloud. This place is crazy. Looks like a glitch in the Matrix, but this is where I find connection. With myself. That's the real work-life balance. This is the life.
Thank you and welcome to Estonia. Check out these websites to get you started on your journey in our well-optimized country, where you can walk from the airport to the city center and build your dream unicorn. And these are the websites. Steve is at workinestonia.com, and everything about Estonia is on visitestonia.com. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed, Pallas. We're sorry about the tech, but we'll try and sort the tech out. Now we have, I'm so sorry. Technical hitch there. Serbia is going to be joining us online. So are you there? Hello.
Hello.
Serbia.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mariana. It's a pleasure to be there. Are we doing better with the sound this time? Yeah, just some feedback so that
yes,
I know.
We are. The sound is fabulous.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I understand the time is of the essence, so I'm going to share the screen and the presentation. So just let me do this. I'm trying to figure out how to share the screen. Sorry. Yes. But yes. And we're on. So I'm presenting Serbia today. Serbia is ranked high on Digital Nomads map. It's ranked 6th in Europe, mostly because of the good infrastructure in the cities. Belgrade is the biggest city in Serbia, hosting more than 2,400 nomads last year, with 90 days average stay, which is quite good. But I'm coming from Maglian complex. We did something else. We made a campus in the forest, in the mountains, which looks like this. What we are actually doing, we're combining a good infrastructure, strong internet, with the nature and programs outside. We have 2 big penthouses, Zen Center, game zone, all the activities you could possibly imagine outdoors. And we're combining that with our programs. We would like to be more than just a campus and co-living space because we are offering different experiences. First of all, we're combining hybrid co-working and co-living with innovations and technology. We're funding a center. We're just starting out, so those are all new projects. We're combining nature and ecology programs and digital arts residency programs with our co-working and co-living programs. So why do we want to do that? Because we want to integrate different life experiences into one wider story, which might be yours. Last time we did it, it looked like this. The place is open. Please do come.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Serbia. That was great. So Gemma Reid, who is a food ambassador for Scotland, will join me. Thank you, Gemma.
So obviously yesterday you heard about our journey, and we very much are at the start of our journey, and it's been so fascinating to hear from so many of you over the last couple of days already, and we will be absorbing that and reaching out to you going forward too. And again, thanks to Tanya and the team for having us here as well. It really is fantastic. So I'm just going to quickly talk through a couple of slides, and I've got a couple of quick videos to show. Again, I know time is of the essence. Next slide, please. Yeah. So have you considered Scotland as a workation or a nomad destination? I know some of you have been there. We want all of you to come there. Well, here is why you need to start considering it, and we'll be reaching out with opportunities going forward.
Scotland, a country to take your breath away, to feel the sand in your toes on our miles of sandy beaches, to follow in the footsteps of our great ancestors, and get lost in the stories of our past. It needs you to enjoy the welcome we're famous for in ways that make us all feel more reassured, to get that much needed change of scenery, to dine in or out, to taste our world famous produce as fresh as it comes, or as fresh as you can find it. It needs you to get swept up and explore. To make the water your playground and the landscape your dance floor. To sing along, however badly. To get up early and catch the sunrise and cozy up under the sunset. To connect to something other than Wi-Fi, and to reconnect with the people you love. And while we can't promise you the big shows we're famous for yet, when we do, there'll be fireworks. All we need you to do is enjoy all that we have to offer.
Scotland can travelling so little make such a big difference?
To Scotland, which is just about anything south of Edinburgh and Glasgow, which is an area that I strongly represent, have lived, was brought up in that area. So we're going to quickly show you another quick video of the south of Scotland, where we're hoping to deliver a pilot project or invite some of you or look at how we can evolve things there in the first instance before scoping it out for the rest of Scotland. So just quickly onto the south. So that's where your whiskey came from that you've just sampled this morning. And we really would love to understand how we can help you and everybody else consider Scotland as a workation destination. So we might not have the weather all of the time like some of you do, but we do have so many other things. So many other things that we are extremely proud of and want to share with you. We've got dark skies, we've got men in kilts, many of them. They walk around the streets all the time. We've haggis running through the hills. Rugged coastlines, mountains, hills, green spaces. And I know many of you have these things too, but it really is quite unique in Scotland. History and heritage, castles galore, escapism, tranquility, lots of outdoor space. Next slide. Here are just some examples, and we can immerse you in agritourism and farm experiences. Come and stay on a farm and do lambing. Come and do whiskey tasting. Come and see all the wildlife that we have abundance of. And plenty of adventure for the adventure seekers. Next slide. And as mentioned, the delights of food over in Scotland are incredible. From seafood to the most amazing beef, with whiskey, as you've tasted, there are hundreds of whiskey distilleries. And we've also now got hundreds of gin distilleries, so you can really have a great time. There's your men in kilts, or one of them. And as I mentioned, history as well. Next slide, please. It just keeps on giving. I think that is it. I've not got time for questions, but you know where I am and you can grab me. And thank you very much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Gemma. We're definitely coming. And the whiskey was delicious. Next, we're going to be joined online by Diego from Wi-Fi Tribe. Hello, Diego. How are you?
Hey, how's it going? It's so cool actually to be in, and thank you so much for the invite as well.
That's a pleasure. You go ahead, Diego. Carry on.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, no, and it's amazing to go right after that presentation now, because we're actually going to Scotland with Wi-Fi Tribe for the first time ever. We were really excited to go there just before the pandemic, and then obviously everything happened, and unfortunately we had to cancel that trip. So now when we put it back up to our community, so Wi-Fi Tribe is a community of now over 1,000 digital nomads, remote professionals who are traveling. Once we put it out there to them, it was one of the most exciting destinations for people because, yeah, there was just a lot of anticipation for it. So, yeah, just really cool to be able to see these destinations. And obviously also had the chance to get really inspired by everything that everyone's shared so far, to start thinking about new places that we could maybe go to that we haven't really had the chance to think about before. So Yeah, I'd love to super quickly try to give you guys an intro on, I guess, myself and what Wi-Fi Tribe is about, just purely because it is a little bit relevant to, obviously, what I'd like to share with you after that, because I will be talking about what makes a digital nomad destination attractive to this target audience, and what it is that basically that we can all do about that. How can we bring more of these people in? So some quick background on us then. Wi-Fi Tribe has been running now for the last 6 years. So I've been, I'm one of the co-founders. I've been around with the community for the whole time, really, actively living that lifestyle. I've been on 50 month-long trips throughout this time. So literally, permanently there, visiting family for Christmas, and that's about it. So that's led me to, I think I must have lived with probably between 400 and 500 people, always for the duration of a month. And also personally interviewed over 1,000 people to bring people into the community, right? So you can kind of already hear that I've got this obsession over building communities and also the marketing side of things. So really how to market this lifestyle as a whole and how to market destinations to our community of people, because essentially we have to say, hey guys, we want to go here. Do you guys want to come along, right? So that's really a lot of what we do there, right? So let me get to the part that's actually relevant and useful. And please feel free to drop any questions and comments on the side as well if there's anything you're curious about. But yeah, in short, I'd like to start off with maybe talking briefly about what some of the up and coming destinations are, because this might help to just get an idea of what is currently trending, right? So you might have already noticed some of these. Some others might feel a little bit new to you, but Gran Canaria is clearly a place that's been up and coming. Madeira, Tbilisi in Georgia, Bansko, Bulgaria has had quite a reputation that's been increasing over the last 2 to 3 years. In general, I will say what we've noticed within our community and the wider digital nomad community is that Eastern Europe is gaining a lot of traction, and that's really exciting. It's really interesting for that sort of to shift away from just Central Europe. Then in Guatemala, Antigua has become increasingly more popular, and I would recommend to just keep an eye on Dahab in Egypt. It's one of the recent ones that we've been to, and I believe that it's one of the ones that we'll pick up soon as well, right? The other thing to note there maybe is also that there is a combination of trending continents and a certain seasonality to the movement of where digital nomads are going in the world, right? So it usually always starts with Central and South America being sort of the bigger hubs, because as people enter that kind of lifestyle, it's often a place where they'll start. And that's also where most of the digital nomads actually ended up during the pandemic. So that was an area that was very well traveled in that time. But now that's changed, and nomads have been moving more over to Europe. A lot of the movement has been going into Central Europe, so kind of chasing that European summer. And what we've found over the years as well is that the European summer and the European autumn are quite popular. So people will come over here for that time, and they'll often actually leave the Americas for that. And now just starting to also see a lot more traction back in Asia. It's just because it's now opening up again a little bit more after the pandemic, right? So those are just some of the sort of bigger picture things to keep in mind. Part of it, again, is seasonality based on weather and the time of the year. But other things are just, it's also this flow of where trends are moving, right? And of course, in what we do, we have to be so acutely aware of how these trends are shifting, because we need to know, in terms of, when I say we in terms of Wi-Fi Tribe or our organization, we need to know where people want to go before everybody's kind of flowing into those places, right? Otherwise, we don't do well in terms of the success of the destinations that we go to as well, right? So having said that, that's hopefully just a nice little sort of introduction to understanding where we're seeing some of these bigger picture shifts going. But then I'd love to also talk a little bit about the things that are a tad more tangible maybe, right? And that's that question of what makes destinations attractive to digital nomads, right? And I want to break this down into 3 things because there are sort of 3 distinct elements to that. I want to cover first the basics. Then what is it that actually attracts digital nomads? What's that pull factor that a destination can have? And then ultimately, the third, kind of the last moment, is what establishes a destination as a digital nomad destination, right? How does it turn into this long-term thing? So let's hop into maybe the basics first. The obvious stuff and a lot of the things that we've been hearing so far already is weather. That's a major one. Cost of living. That's a pretty big one too. Lifestyle. And there very often people are looking for either beach or city life. And luckily now people are also starting to look at more, being out in nature. So that's sort of a newer trend that's emerging as well, right? Then internet, right? And honestly, there's a difference between perceived quality and speed of internet and reality. Honestly, digital nomads think that they need very, very fast speeds, but anything between 10 and 20 MB is going to be plenty as sort of an average around the city. But if you can show faster internet speeds as an average in the city in different cafes and restaurants and hotels and that, it's going to definitely make a digital nomad feel, and that's the perceived part, feel like there is the infrastructure and the stability for the internet there to be able to do work well. And then, of course, also safety, right? So I'd say weather, cost of living, lifestyle, internet, and safety are maybe the basics, right? Those are the things that kind of need to be there for somebody to consider that as a destination. Then the more interesting part is asking ourselves, what is it that actually attracts digital nomads? What pulls people? What is that pull factor? What pulls people in, right? One of the things I'll mention here is that concept of being Instagrammable, right? So maybe a city or the cafes or honestly the weekend trips, the places that you can go, being out in nature, seeing all of these wonderful things, the castles, like all of those kind of things, the sites that a country has to offer. And ironically, what I'm explaining here or describing here is not what necessarily makes this place a good place to work, right? It's everything that you do when you're not sitting in front of your laptop. But those are the things that people will put on social media that other people will see and that will make people go, oh, I really want to go there, right? And then the next question is, can I work from there? And as long as the answer is yes, I can, that place has the ability to attract digital nomads, right? The next one, I think this one is incredibly important, is social proof, right? So some people call it the fam trip, the familiarization trip. It's a big word. Some element of influence, right? Something or someone that goes, this destination is a destination for digital nomads, right? And that, if that works out well, will lead you to the third element, which is a hype or a trend around a destination, right? So if you can manage to create a PR or a marketing splash in a destination, so much is going to happen, because that's going to start to kick off a chain reaction, essentially like a spiral effect where if it's sort of a big enough splash in the beginning, then it just keeps on carrying itself forward, and suddenly the destination becomes a place that just digital nomads say, yeah, this is a place that nomads go to, right? And once that's happened, once that splash has been effective, very often what will happen next is that destination will start to move up on a website called Nomad List that kind of ranks destinations against each other. And once it's high enough up in Nomad List, then it starts to become a little bit more mainstream, because a lot of people go there to say, okay, is this destination a place that that I should be going to as a digital nomad, right? And when it comes to this, I've actually got an interesting example. Wi-Fi Tribe went to Gran Canaria about 2 years ago now. And when we went there, a PR, we were working with a PR organization. They reached out to us, and they basically worked with Wi-Fi Tribe to amplify just the perception of Gran Canaria being a digital nomad destination. And that was one of the biggest PR, I think it is actually the biggest PR stunts I've ever seen for a digital nomad destination. And it was just such an exciting project to be there. They were there with cameras or filming how everybody is working on a day-to-day, and kind of actually, going with us to these different experiences and seeing the destination. If you now look on Nomad List, Gran Canaria is one of the top, it is the top actually destination on there, right? So it always had a bit of a reputation, but that's really exploded it, right? We've seen the same for Puerto Escondido in Mexico. We went there before the pandemic, and now it is one of the most exciting destinations that digital nomads are going to in that space. And I'll also suggest to keep an eye on Namibia, right? That's a destination that we've only just gone to, but as soon as we go to places, we often see that our community starts to go there, whether that's with us or after we've been there, even when we're not there. So that starts to create the first trickle. And we then obviously also do a lot of marketing for those destinations, because we have to anyway. And then all of the people that are there start to post it in their social media. And then what you see is that not just the people from within our community are going, oh, cool, this is a destination that's now, kind of in a sense has a stamp of approval. This is a digital nomad destination that we should try out. But it's also that there's this much wider digital nomad audience that is looking to these organizations that kind of pioneer destinations and go to those places and asking themselves, oh, if I see this place on their calendar, maybe it's a place that I want to go to as well, right? So we know a lot of people who are just following our calendar and making their travel decisions based on that, right? So that's how you attract a group of digital nomads and then ultimately start that movement, right? Kind of start the chain reaction. The third one is what actually establishes a place. And to me, this is the last step in this whole process. This is the one where you go from a hype to something that is establishing itself as a permanent destination for digital nomads, right? So here it helps a lot to have a walkable area, right? So kind of a center that people can move around and walk around in, a place that feels like it's easy to move around, right? That often comes with hipster cafes that are, just generally laptop friendly. And I'll tell you that is even more important than co-working spaces, because a lot of digital nomads will go to these cafes and that'll become part of the lifestyle of living and working from a place, right? And then the single most important element is community, is the ability of a destination, whether that's a city or a country, to establish a long-term community of digital nomads, right? And there are pockets of places that have managed to do that incredibly well. We actually just heard recently from just a few videos ago from Sun & Co. They've done that incredibly well. They've got a strong reputation for that in Hrnic. Then Dojo in Bali is an incredible example of that as well. Chiang Mai has managed to get this reputation for years and years of being a community of digital nomads. And that is what brings people back again and again and again. And it gives it a lot of strength for attracting nomads. Nacho in Gran Canaria has managed to do this. He has several different formats of bringing community in there as well. And then, of course, Bansko, Bulgaria, both with the co-working space and the Nomad Fest that they have, right? But all of that, these destinations, have a look at them. They're great examples because they have somehow managed to get people to say, I feel at home here. There are other people like me here. There's community. It's active. Something's moving, right? And that reputation is ultimately what then these destinations ride on, right? Last thing to maybe leave you with, because I think that this is obviously really relevant for Croatia as well, is I find that Croatia has a ton of potential, and it's always been really, really interesting to us as well since we started ages ago. We've been there twice now, once in Zadar and once in Split. And we're also currently considering Dubrovnik as a destination for our community as well, right? My big recommendation, though, to Croatia and to any other country that's considering to bring in digital nomads is to come together as all of the different cities, co-working spaces, all the different destinations of that country, and work together to promote the country as a whole. Because when the country wins, everybody in that country wins, right? There's going to be this massive spillover that'll reach every co-working space, every city of that destination, right? So to concentrate that effort and budget and everything else that you have in place to just bring people into the country, promote the country before you promote a specific destination, and all destinations will win, right?
Diego, I'm going to stop you there. Diego,
yes, that's also it.
I'm so sorry to stop your stream of consciousness. That was fantastic. Can the reason why I'm stopping you is we want to give you a massive shout out for several things. But the first thing is that our workation winners, Navi Savvy, who are in the room, saw the workation competition on a Wi-Fi Tribe stream, so we're able to come, and they've won, and they're here in the room, which is fantastic. So thank you to you for that. We're massively excited that you're coming to Croatia later this year. That's wonderful. So welcome when you come. And then thirdly, that AVG Group, which is your company, okay, that's the next people. So Diego, we'd like to thank you so much. It was great. We really enjoyed your presentation, and I'm sorry to stop you, as I say, but we need to sweep on. And the next people we're going to hear about. So thank you so much, Diego. Bye-bye. Thank you. The next people we're going to see are Central Istria, and we have Claudia online joining us. Hi, Claudia.
Hi, everybody.
Please go ahead.
Nice to meet you, and I'm sorry I can't see you all live, but thank you for the invitation and possibility to present our Central Istria, but let's say the whole Istria. So together with Touristic Board Central Istria, we participated in campaign Live and Work, where we want to present Central Istria as a great destination for digital nomads. There is many different towns and cities and rural places to visit, to enjoy, and to work there. This project was launched in this year, and now we want to do is to promote our area, not only to live and to work in, but also to have a great community. That's what development agency Heart of Istria is in charge of. Here are some pictures. You can see food you can try. Everybody knows about truffles. You can hang out with your family and enjoy all those outdoor activities that are specific for our area. Since I represent a development agency, Heart of Istria, we have small co-working place and incubator offices for entrepreneurs who are in the beginning of their development phase. And we are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And what we want to do is to enable to not only digital nomads, but everybody who comes here and visit us to have a possibility to work and network. And we have great focus on community. We are organizing meetups. Especially these meetups are thematic. This one you can see on the picture was Commune IT meetup, where we had focus on connection of IT community and their influence on other entrepreneurial sectors and public sector as much. The most important thing of all meetup sessions that we run is the networking part, when we think it's the best time to share knowledge and ideas. The second reason what we want to present is that we are happy to announce that we won the major award of Startup Village Forum. So we are starting with the implementation of this project, and for the next year, we are going to work on local economy development, local entrepreneurs and digital nomads connections, networking events, organizations, promotion of live and work project, and also community engagement. Since this project work and live and the startup village is focused on the rural area, we want to attract digital nomads, and we want to enhance startup community in rural areas and make stronger connections between rural and urban centers. We are all inviting you to visit us in Istria, to work here, to be part of our community, because we think that we will have win-win situation when visitors see what are the challenges we are dealing with, when they all give us the other perspective, and we think that this is the great way to have growth and local development, and also let's say experience that everybody will have and be enriched after they visit us. So everybody, welcome to Istria, visit us, and hopefully we'll have a similar conference in the next period also in our region. Thank you very much.
Claudia. So next up we're back in Croatia, so we have Zagreb. It's a video virtual. Thank you. Okay, next online, we're going to be joined by Shima Lisica from Zadar. And we want to do a special shout out to you, Shima, first of all, before you start doing your talk, that you were the AV managers for the very first ever Nomad conference held in Dubrovnik in 2020. So thank you for that. So thanks. So please take it ahead.
Okay. Oh, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the broader digital nomad community tuning in across the globe. I am, of course, Shima Lisica from a beautiful part of Croatia in sunny little Zadar. And, of course, I'm a digital nomad who has transitioned to a full-time resident of Croatia. Although I'm first to admit that I still live and work as a digital nomad, so really nothing has changed. As mentioned, I was behind the scenes at the first Digital Nomad conference in Dubrovnik with a crew of audiovisual experts, some of which who are also with you down there in Dubrovnik today. Now, let's touch on some of the things that are happening right now in Zadar. We have Code Hub, a co-working space targeted towards students, IT professionals, and other target groups such as creatives, freelancers, and startups. You have the Digital Nomad Valley at the Falkensteiner Resort in Borik, a successful project that saw a number of professionals from around the world essentially co-living on a hop-on, hop-off basis during the off-season. I've personally met and spent some time with a number of these individuals, and I'm impressed with how the project has panned out. You have the Coin co-working space and the Business Incubator. They are also two fantastic facilities that are here to support the greater community. I have personally used both of these facilities on a number of occasions, and I must say that have saved the day. But last but not least, we have the Crow LinkedIn meetup this month on the 19th of May. While this is a Croatia-wide event, each individual region, such as Zadar, has their own take on the gathering. This year, on top of the entrepreneurs in the Zadar region, Tanya will also be joining us, which is very exciting. So if you are in Zadar at that time, and you want to join in on the action, please don't hesitate to look us up on LinkedIn or grab Catherine Lemich, who's floating around over there. She'll be able to help you out. So let's just wrap it up. While I may be highly biased towards my city, Zadar, really, it's the place to be. The climate is amazing. The people are amazing. The atmosphere is amazing, and it is incredibly laid back. You also have so many spontaneous activities and adventures available on your doorstep. While there is a number of avenues you can take to seek there's a number of avenues that you can take to seek assistance as the nomad traveler. We also have a number of various active groups of people here who are willing and able to help you. So I sincerely hope to see you all there. Love and peace from Zadar.
Thank you. Continuing with the Croatian theme, we're going to be joined from Split by Nikolina.
Hi. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for having me. First of all, my name is Nikolina Kukoc, and I'm a Split techzity content creator and Techteranian community manager. And I'll be talking about building a community in Split. Split techzity is a community based on sharing knowledge and skills and also experiences. We are the first formal association of Split's IT community, gathering more than 70 companies, meetups, organizations, and individuals. We believe that our city is more than just a wonderful blue sea, sunny skies, and rich history. So to connect Split's tech community, we're organizing events and creating informative and inspirational content on our website and social media. You can scan the Split techzity website via the QR code on the presentation if you can catch it. But aside from the website, I say key core of our work are events. As I mentioned, various lectures, panels, and workshops, motivational conference for the youth, Open Coffee Meetup, which had its 130th edition last year. We also initiated Techteranian community with its own morning coffee meetup. Also, Locals and Nomads meetup that gathers both locals and nomads together. And a crown jewel of our work is Festival of Technology and Entrepreneurship. For us, the community spirit is very important, and we think that it's split. It also includes locals, digital nomads, and any internationals that moved to our city permanently. That's why the idea behind Locals and Nomads meetup, which happens once a month, is to gather both of those groups together. So not to separate them in terms of having just a Nomad meetup and that's it. We want the people to collaborate together. That's also the core idea behind Techterranean, because we wanted to broaden the scope, so even include anyone who is an international and interested in Split and its tech community. With those two initiatives, we try to enhance and nurture the connections between both locals and internationals. And thank you for your attention.
And thank you so much to you, Nicolina, as well. That was really lovely. Thank you very much. Next up, we're going to Italy, and we're going to hear about Venice. Bear with us.
Hi, I'm Vera from Vanyware. So Vanyware is a newly born project in Venice since almost a year. It aspires to bring digital nomads and remote workers to do their job from Venice. So why should you come to Venice? Well, because it's almost a perfect balance between the natural environment and the cosmopolitan city, which with all of its cultural heritage, which is of course very stimulating. It is a pedestrian city, so you're obliged to move around spaces by walking, and this also enables you to meet a lot of people and to enlarge your network. So if you wish to come to Venice, and we hope so, we will help you since the beginning. So we will help you starting from finding the perfect visa for you, finding the accommodation and co-working spaces, but also we want you to integrate with Venice and Venetians, so by offering experiences and courses and also networking opportunities. So we really hope you want to come, and also we'd like you to maybe rethink about Venice as an open distributed workspace for the future. So thank you very much, and ciao da Venezia.
Thank you very much, Venice. Thank you. Great stuff. Now we have somebody in the room, which is wonderful. We have Orest Zub from Ukraine, who's going to be joining me on the stage in a second to tell you all about the Ukraine and about the great work that he's doing. So if you'd like to join me right now, Orest, if you'd like to come up, that would be great to see you.
It's hard to talk about Ukraine as the digital nomad destination in the classic sense now. I would even tell it's not appropriate at the moment. So guys, I let you choose one of those amazing places you have just seen before, but I would like to ask you to consider Ukraine as the destination for your mind, for your heart, and for your attention. The things that are happening now there are like really affecting the future of our world, and definitely the way how we're going to be traveling, working, and interconnecting between each other. Digital nomads are the global movement. I'm part of this movement for the last decade. And definitely we cannot stay away from these things what happen in Ukraine. So the way I would encourage you to act is simply participate, because this will really affect your business, your life, your families, and so on. For example, I was invited here by Tanya from Saltwater. Actually, Tanya, this is the chocolate for you. I was trying to give you all the day, but you were so busy, so please take it. And thanks a lot. And as the organizer, I also understand how many efforts does it take to make such an event. So this is one way. I know that Jan from the Association of Digital Nomads of Croatia is supporting Ukrainian companies under relocation here. Yeah, that's the way to support as well. E-residency is providing some reimbursement for Ukrainians who are registering companies in Estonia, and this is the great way. Safety Wing, for example, can do another way to provide some kind of assistance in terms of insurance to those 6 million Ukrainians who had to leave the country. And NOLA from Safety Wing, you can also understand that like this is like another like large market for this kind of company, because these people have to do something. And digital nomads of Ukraine and the refugees of Ukraine are not like the refugees many people think them to be. Yeah. So in this picture, if you can put it lighter, is like me. Being a digital nomad in Ukraine. So once we have like some airstrike alarm, people go down to the underground in the bunker, and we have Wi-Fi there. From my laptop, I can do some work over there. Yeah, right. So Ukrainian refugees drive by cars across the border, and then they continue their remote work. So they can be like a really great asset to your companies and to what you're doing. We already initiated the common projects with the girls from Grow Remotely, how they can be particularly attentive to the people from Ukraine who are working remotely and so on. Definitely, I'm not going to stuff you with all the pictures that you have seen already. Simply go on my Facebook or a Zoop and check out one of the posts. Like just today in the morning, I posted one of the posts from a recent visit to northern Ukraine, which was liberated from Russian occupation at the moment. And don't feel sorry for this situation and for everybody, and even for me personally. I am like absolutely feeling privileged to be in that position in this historical time. Ukrainians are strong, and they prove this. You already seen how we are fighting on the ground. We just need a little bit more support, understanding, and example of Atanas, who is here from Bulgaria. I just noticed he's from the parliament lobbying support of Ukraine from his country on the international level. So everybody is participating, and what's happening in Ukraine is the unprecedented event when entire world united, the first time for a long period. Yes, we understand that nothing more significant happened in the history of recent time after World War II. So this is the deal for everybody. I hope everybody understands. And once this war is finished, I'm sure there will be like a great party in Ukraine. All of you are invited. This will be golden time for Ukraine, and definitely it will stand out as the great digital nomad destination. So let's fight for this time, and let's continue, carry on. See you around.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and we are with you. Thank you.